Hey everyone, I know it's been quite a while since my last video update, and considering it's a new year and life has calmed down for me, I figure it's a good time to go ahead and jump back in and give everybody an update and let you know I haven't fallen off the face of the earth. That is if you're one of those flat earthers. Anyway, you know how things go in life. You get things thrown at you from the left and from the right, and you've really got to kind of triage and figure out, what's most important to take care of. And for me, luckily these weren't bad things. It's just a lot of hectic and a lot of business stuff to take care of. Motorcycle in the background. It's 41 degrees outside right now. It's Sunday, February 3rd, 2019, near Seattle, Washington, and it's kind of drizzly outside at the moment. You can probably tell by the skies. Yeah, so anyway, when I made my first video back in November of 2017, I explained, my background, why I was losing this weight, etc., etc. And I laid out two different intentions for myself back then. The first one was to lose weight slowly and methodically, which I have done, and also to maintain my weight loss, which I have thankfully been able to do. I gained back a couple pounds during the holiday season, which is to be expected, but I've basically maintained my weight loss, which is a huge, monumental achievement for me. I've always been able to lose weight easily, but keeping it off has been a struggle. Within months, I will have all the weight gained back, plus some. This time is an exception. I think I may have finally got it conquered. Well, now that it's a new year, I'm starting back on my weight loss. I'm no longer maintaining. I'm now back on a weight loss mode. And I have about maybe another 30 pounds to go. We'll see what happens. I'm mostly going by how my clothes fit. I'll focus on my scale to an extent, but I'm really going to focus on how my clothes fit. And I have an estimation, it's probably going to be about 30 pounds that I'll need to lose in order to feel where I think I should be. How I lost weight last year was going to the gym a lot and implementing a ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is fantastic. The ketogenic diet really worked for me. And exercise, well, it speaks for itself. However, on the ketogenic diet, I was led to believe that you really needed to implement a lot of animal byproducts in order to attain and maintain your ketosis state. I've been a vegetarian for a good part of my life. I've been a vegetarian for almost 20 years, and back in the late 80s, early 90s, I was a vegetarian for a while. When I say vegetarian, I mean a little bit of dairy. I use a little bit of ghee, and that's pretty much it for me. I don't drink milk. If I do happen to use dairy, it's usually cultured dairy. But part of my personal beliefs is that dairy products should come from as humane a source as possible. And for me, that's along the lines of like ahimsa milk that you would get if you're like in the Hare Krishna movement. And Hare Krishnas are a big influence on me spiritually and diet-wise. But I would say operationally, I'm probably like 98% vegan. Today I'm vegan. Most days I'm vegan, but every once in a while I'll have a little bit of ghee or whatever, and that kind of throws me out of the vegan category. No offense against vegans, no offense against vegetarians, but that's how I mostly am. Anyway, when I found out that I really should be eating animal products, I kind of went off the vegetarian wagon. I started implementing some fish like salmon and tuna, and then more dairy products such as cottage cheese, cream cheese, and eggs as well. And although I lost a lot of weight and I felt good because of it, there was still a low grade that I had. It was hard to explain, but there's this low grade kind of down feeling. Maybe it was mentally, maybe it was physically, I don't know, but it was there. And when I found out not that long ago that one could be a ketogenic vegan, I was like, okay now. So I looked into it more, and sure enough, so I've had to modify my diet a little bit, and now I've ditched the animal products, and I'm basically having a vegan keto diet at the moment. I just want to throw my body into ketosis, get back to being fat adapted, and then I can implement a little bit more carbs. And I noticed the vegan community is really heavy on carbs, and it's difficult for somebody like me who needs to ditch the carbs, at least for a while. But, persevere I shall, and be as successful I shall be. So when I ditched the for the most part, the animal products in late December of last year, which was a couple months ago. After 2 weeks, I started feeling more vital, spiritually, emotionally, physically. I felt lighter. I felt more of a vibrancy to myself, and I completely give all the credit to the plant-based lifestyle. It's a lifestyle I should have never left, but you know, when you feel desperate, sometimes you take desperate measures, and sometimes you listen to advice that's maybe not suitable for who you are. So my recommendation is, if you're going to go ketogenic, do your research and look into vegan and vegetarian alternatives. You will find them. I just never bothered looking for them because the initial information I got was, well, you needed to implement these animal byproducts. So lesson learned. I'm back on the wagon now. And that's pretty much it for the most part. I'm going back to the gym, and I go to the gym about 4 o'clock in the morning because I just want to get it out of the way. At the end of a work day, you just don't feel like going to the gym, getting dressed for the gym, going over to the gym, and then fighting the crowds, especially now with all these New Year's resolutioners at the gym. A lot of them will sit down at their equipment and just be on the phone, either Instagramming or on their Facebook or just texting, whatever. They're wasting time, taking up precious space. And then you have those who are kind of clueless in the gym, and you want to help them out a little bit. I try not to be offensive or anything like that, but I always try to make myself available. So if anybody has a question, you know, I'm not the most fit guy in the world, but I'm a hell of a lot fitter than I used to be. So I've got a little bit of knowledge that I can impart to total newbies. So I'm hoping that I can help in some small way that way. And I encourage everybody to be that way. Also, if you see somebody in the position you were once in, you know, give them a helping hand, lend a little bit of advice. It may not be the best advice in the world, but it's a step forward. It's always best to take that one step forward instead of just standing in place. And you never know, that person may go on to achieve great things in their path if you just help give them that initial information. That's pretty much it for the most part. I hope everybody has a great February, has a great life actually. And I will talk to you later. And yes, persevere I shall, and I hope you all do too. Bye.